Hi everyone, it's Kitey, the Yarn Whisperer, and I'm back again with the second in my How crochet series. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the start of this basic stitch swatch. We're going to start off with a foundation chain after we make a slip knot. We'll then come back along the row with some double crochet. We'll come back along the other way with some half triple crochet, and then back along with some triple crochet. And then we'll be finishing up the swatch with some double triple crochet, and I'm breaking this down into two different videos so you can practice the first couple of stitches and get those to be really strong, and then you can build up and work on the second part when you feel ready. So we're going to start off with a slip knot. Really super easy. I take two fingers and I put the yarn like this, put my thumb down on the yarn to hold it there on my middle finger, and I'm going to wrap the yarn around my two fingers to make an X. It's the easiest way I know how to make a slip knot. I'm then going to lift up this side of the X with two fingers, and I'm going to reach in and pull the other side of the X through. And there's your slip knot. Super big at the moment, but the best part about this is we control it by pulling on the working yarn, and that means that we can get our slip knot at the beginning really tight. It gives us a nice long tail to sew in later on. So it's a really super easy way to do a slip knot. Pull that tight, pop it on your hook and pull it all the way down. Okay, now you want to keep it loose enough that it can move around on the hook, but tight enough that it's not going to fall off. So it's just kind of getting it to that place where it's just right, and move it away from the neck of the hook because it's obviously smaller there. So if you pull it really tight there, you won't be able to move the hook in and out. So you want it up on the shaft of the hook here. Okay, I'm using a 5mm hook today and some nice cotton just so that it stands up for you, easy to see. I've picked really contrasting colours. Obviously you can use whichever colour yarn you want, whatever hook size you want, but a good basic beginner's hook size would be a 5 or a 4 or maybe a 3.5. I wouldn't go too much lower than that to begin with. It is the same principle, but it's kind of nice to work with a bigger hook when you're learning, just to get your head around the stitches and work on your tension. Okay, so slip knot is made, and I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my little finger, up and over my pointer finger, and then I'm going to kind of hold it here, and I hold the tail end of the yarn between my middle finger and my thumb. That gives me tension on this part, and that's where I'm going to pick up my yarn from for my yarn overs. I know there's other ways of doing this. Find a way that works for you, but this is the one that works for me, so that's why I'm going to share it with you. So to make a chain, I literally just go yarn over and pull that loop that's on the hook through that slip knot. There's chain 1. Do that again, chain 2. Do that again, chain 3. Now when you get to about chain 3, I tend to put my finger up on top of the hook and hold that yarn in place, and then just move my working yarn, so my work, between my thumb and my middle finger. So I'm pulling down. If you keep your fingers down here, it gets too long, you can't keep the tension going. So I just move that down after 3 or 4 stitches. Depends on the project. I can go as high as maybe 5 or 6 stitches, but I tend to move along as I work. Okay, so let's start off with our swatch being, let's say, 10 stitches wide. So I want to do an extra stitch on there, which is going to be my turning stitch. So I'm going to go 11 stitches. I've got 3, so I need to do another 8 chain. So there's 1, yarn over, there's another one, that's 5 altogether, yarn over 6, yarn over and pull through for 7, yarn over and pull through for 8, yarn over and pull through for 9, yarn over and pull through for 10, yarn over and pull through for 11, and we'll stop there. So now we're going to start our row of double crochet. That's a UK terminology. If you're using US terminology, you would call this a single crochet. And we're not going to count this extra chain that we did here. It's just really so that we can turn. So we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. So don't count this first one. That's our turning chain. And we're going in this one. And for a double crochet in UK terms, we put our hook through that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now we've got 2 loops on the hook, and then we're going to yarn over one more time and pull through both of those 2, and that makes our first stitch. That V there is our stitch, and you can grab a stitch marker and pop that through like I showed you in the last tutorial if you'd like to. And then we're just going to carry on like that down the row. So we're going to go into the next stitch, put our hook through that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both of them. There's our second stitch. We'll go again into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. There's our third stitch. We're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, into the next stitch. You can see where the stitch is just there above that little X. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, to the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, we've got 2 more to go, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and the last one, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And if you count those V's running down the spine of our work now, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one down on the bottom there is 10. Okay, so that's a row of double crochet, or if you're working in US terminology, you would call that a row of single crochet. Okay, so the next stitch I was going to teach you in this video is the half triple, and the half triple crochet, that's UK terminology, would be called a half double crochet in US terminology. Okay, we don't have half doubles in UK terminology, we start as a half triple. So we do a chain 1 for our turn, and we're going to turn the work. We're going back into this stitch here, and we're going to go yarn over first, into the stitch, so we go under both parts of that V on the top there, yarn over and pull up a loop, and this time we've got 3 loops on the hook because we did a yarn over before we went through and then did another yarn over. So three loops on the hook, yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3. 1, 2, and the last one is not going to go very easily with this because it's cotton and it's splitting. 3, 3, and there's my first half triple, half triple crochet, UK terminology. I'm getting confused because I'm trying to translate for you as I go, and generally I don't translate, I kind of do it in my head, and because I'm voicing it, it's somehow a bit more complicated. Half triple, if you're working US terminology, it's a half double. Okay, I'll show you again. Yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on the hook now, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, second half triple, yarn over, through the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's our third, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's our fourth, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Well, one more time, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, you can stop me here if you want and carry on practicing by yourself, or you can just follow me through till the end of the row. I'll go slowly, and then if you need, rewind the row and do this row again, going back the other way. As many times as you like to, you get the hang of the stitch, but it is super easy. It's just yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three. We've got 2 left, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, sorry, just knocked the camera, and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. I'll just check this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yep, 1 more to go, it's that one there. Yarn over and into this last stitch. This is where a stitch marker is really handy because it helps hold that stitch open for us. So the last ones are notorious for getting dropped. And with the cotton I'm going to split it as well. Oh no, there we go. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And there's my row of half treble crochets, which is UK terminology, like I said. If you want to if you're working in US terminology, that would be a half double crochet. Okay, and it's called a half treble because we're kind of doing half of a treble stitch, which I'll show you when we come to the next tutorial. So there's our, what is in effect 3 stitches for today. We've got a foundation chain after you've made a slip knot. We've got a row of double crochet, UK terminology, single crochet if you're working in US terminology. And then we've got a row of half treble crochets, which is the UK terminology, or a half double if you're working in US. Thanks very much for joining me. Come back and see me next time for the second part of this video. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye.